Dana will be mad. Dana White will be mad if this fight happens. Because this fight is not good for UFC, alright? It's not good for MMA in general. Well, I got a pick in my head, but we need to break this shit up first, you know? Because if I say the name right over, YouTube doesn't pay me anything. Recently, in UFC 282, there was a fight between Jared Gordon and Paddy Pimblett. And fans didn't buy that shit, to be honest, because it was a very lackluster fight on Paddy's side. And everyone was mad. Everyone was mad to the judges, everyone was mad to the Paddy. And like, to be honest, what the is going on? What kind of scorecard was that? There is absolutely no way for Paddy to win that fight. And same thing goes to Ankalaev as well. Ankalaev won the fight. It was Ankalaev's night. What I'm trying to say is Paddy had a very bad week. But before all of these events, Jake and Paddy was beefing around. They went back and forth in Instagram and such.
I have a proposition for you. Let's spar. Fly to Puerto Rico. I'll get you a private jet. We can do 5 3-minute rounds boxing. If you win, I'll give you $1 million.
Yeah, and we are going to talk about that possible fight right now. Well, let's talk about Paddy. Actually, I like the guy, you know, he's definitely a character, interesting persona. But he was very suspicious from the start. I don't know if you guys remember, but his second fight in UFC, he was fighting with this guy called Vendamini, something like that. And that guy was giving him problem after problem. And that guy rocked Paddy a couple of times. And it was, you know, what is going on? It was a very bad look for Paddy, even though he won the fight. He won the fight by third round TKO, I guess. But still, it was enough for me to hop out the hype train. When we look at the Paddy as a whole, he's actually a pretty good fighter. He got some good qualities in his game. I like his ground game. His ground game looks very good. He looks like very high level on the ground. His submissions attempts are very creative. And his striking is not that bad either. He's using all of his tools, you know. He uses legs, he uses punches. I mean, he's filling the blank spots. I don't think he can clash with top 5s or top 10s, but he's good. He got good chin, and I think he still needs to evolve as a fighter, you know. But the issue here, he wants to fight with Jakepaul, which is a bad f***ing decision. Because think about it, what Paddy has against Jake. Jake is bigger, Jake is stronger, Jake is more clean boxer. Because straightforward, it doesn't make any sense for him. It's just f***ed up idea, alright. If he makes the fight, he's just gonna increase the reputation of Jakepaul, that's it. Because when I look at the Jakepaul, I see a complete boxer, you know, his qualities as a boxer is far better than Paddy.
August, I'm back, baby.
He's not just a YouTube guy that fights for Misfit or anything like that. He's a complete boxer. I mean, too many people underestimated Jake for a very long time. And everybody needs to shut the f*** up now after that Anderson Silva fight because he's a real deal. And UFC doesn't want that. UFC doesn't want to put Paddy against Jake. Do you really think that Dana White risks his upcoming superstar against a YouTuber that he hates? Of course not. It doesn't make sense, right? Because it's gonna make the company look bad, you know? And Dana doesn't want that. Dana is a smart guy. So if they want to prove something, it needs to be under the table. But with Jake, I don't think so, man. He will be very verbal about this kind of stuff. Because I know their beef is very old, you know? Like 1 or 2 years ago, in interview, Paddy was calling out Jake.
What do you think about Jakepaul, YouTuber turned fighter?
He's a sausage. I'd fight him tomorrow and I'd beat him up.
And recently Paddy and Logan Paul going back and forth because of this energy drink stuff. I don't remember the name. What the f was that? Prime. Yeah, Prime. Basically Paddy launched his own brand, but it looks I don't know the name of his brand, but it looks exactly like Prime, right? So they are going back and forth about it. I think it's like lawsuits going on. I don't know, I don't want to go into detail. What I'm trying to say is these guys are rivalries for a very long time. Yeah, let's talk about Jakepaul a little, right? This is gonna be a boxing match, so Jakepaul is the A side here. Jake is pretty good. Over the years, he put a lot into his craft. He looks very comfortable on the feet. He started to put a lot. He's changing layers, he's using his feints, and he's very powerful. Last Anderson Silva fight, we see some flaws on the Jake side. He was very impatient, he missed too many shots in the fight, and there was a clear difference of experience between these guys. In the first half of fight, Anderson pulled the Jake to the deep waters, that's for sure, but on the second half of fight, things changed, you know. Jake started to get comfortable, he broke Anderson's nose, and Anderson Silva started to lose his pace, gets knocked down. Eventually, Jake got the decision victory, but what we learned from this fight is Jake have some big flaws in his game. For example, defense-wise, Jake's defense is not that great. But when I look at the Paddy, I mean, bro, Paddy fights with his chin up all the time. I mean, he got hell of a chin, but how many shots he can eat from Jake? Not that much. Jake is bigger and stronger than Paddy. I don't think he can last that long. Even though Jake has some flaws in his game, I still don't think that Paddy is gonna beat him. Well, Paddy is a very confident motherfucker though. He still thinks that he can beat Jake. But to be honest, I think it's a delusion. I think Jake as a boxer, he got better qualities than Paddy. And I will put my money on Jake on this one. And yeah, that's it. Bye.